Ladies and gentlemen, Melina's here. All right, guys. You know what? My family's very good. No, I kept saying that they weren't good before, but my family's very good because I always improve because my family's so clever. Like, I know my family is like saying all this negative stuff and whatever, but if they didn't say that, I wouldn't have felt like I needed to practice more or read up on things or do whatever. I would have just felt complacent. I mean, not that I'm a bad performer. Some of my videos are phenomenal and I definitely do a good job. But I never thought of training myself further or anything. And because they did that, I'm thinking about that now and really focusing. I even went to the library today to get that book, but it was at the university library, but it was closed, so I couldn't go. But they will reopen soon, so I know when they're reopening. So I'm going to get a book on probably like video editing or, acting or something, and maybe modeling or something too. And it really is good because I wouldn't have done that if it weren't for my family. So my family, it's almost like my family member that always criticized me as like a manager type because not that they are a manager, that's not their profession, but they just seem so clever. Like because they've been in my family, I've always improved myself so much because of them. So it's because of them that I do so well. They're very supportive and they're very good. So I do amazing because of them. But they don't like the spotlight because they just choose not. They don't care about it. I mean, they don't mind, but they just don't care about stuff like that. Like selfie to them, I mean, they look okay, but they just don't care about selfies or anything like that. They just that's not what they're into. I mean, they could easily be a famous celebrity too. They're just not into celebrity world or whatever, and so they don't want that whole thing about themselves. And that's just how they are. That's not. I want to be a celebrity because I really feel like that's what I really like, and I really enjoy like the top 40 artists and pop culture and all that. But I mean, like I said, they may decide one day to be famous, and they could. I see no issues with them being famous. I can see them being famous just like I am, or that I will be. But anyway, they're really, really good. There's so many family members that I have, relatives and all that are so talented and so good that they could all be famous. But anyway, so yeah, so I'm like, this is cool. Now I'm going to go to university library and pick up a book on acting or modeling or video editing or whatever. And it's cool. It's not hard to read. I love reading. I love university. I have 2 degrees in university. So reading another university textbook on that would be really interesting. Even if it doesn't help me grow, I mean, I'm sure it'll help me grow, but even if it's just a good read, I love reading. So I haven't read a book in a long time and I love reading. I have 2 university degrees. I love reading university textbooks. That's really fun for me. Even though you might be like, that's a total bore, darling. But I really like that. I really like education. So why not challenge myself? So I'm really grateful to my family for saying that. And I'm like taking it all back what they said. But I'm like, that's a good idea. I'm like, why? And maybe getting lessons in person, like makeup lessons or something, darling. I don't know, darling. I don't know. But anyway, I'm not sure about makeup lessons. I don't know if I want to do makeup lessons just because I really feel I'm an expert at it. But I mean, maybe I could get a book on makeup. Who knows, right? Anyway, bye now. Bye, everyone.